Okay, here we are. When you first log in, you're going to click accept. And these links along the bottom, the ones you're going to be using are schedules and the home, obviously, and P list. That's where you're going to upload your leads. And VOX, that is where you're going to upload your voice file. And DNC is where you're going to add any people that want to be removed. And so let's start out with the VOX. Okay, I've actually recorded some test messages in here, but all you're going to do is once you click on VOX, click on record. And then it's going to give you the number to dial. So let's do that right now.
Welcome to the campaign setup voice recording system. Please enter your PIN, followed by the pound sign.
Okay, so I'm going to enter this PIN right here, and then pound.
Please record your message after the beep. When you are finished recording, press pound.
Hi, this is a test.
To re-record your message, press 1. To listen to your message, press 2. To save your message, press 3. To enter a recording saved, please enter your PIN, followed.
Okay, so after it says recording saved, don't worry about entering your PIN again. You're done at that point, so you can just hang up. So it says a voice file is received. Do you want to record another one? I'm going to click no. And I would suggest that you rename it to something that's going to allow and let you know what exactly that message was. I'm just going to say test 1 2 3. And then I'm going to save it. Okay, so now whenever I'm setting up a broadcast, that's going to be an option for me to choose with my selection, and I'll show you how that works. Okay, so now that I've got a voice recording, and this is where you can record a voice recording that's going to go on people's answering machines, or the recording they're going to hear when they first pick up their phone. I don't necessarily recommend leaving a message on people's answering machines. Just a lot of extra money. Okay, so now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on P list, which is P is short for phone. Okay, now what I'm going to do, actually I was doing some testing earlier, so let me go ahead and delete these out of here. All right, so when I first come here, I click on P list. All right, and then what I'm going to do is look up here and I'm going to click on upload. All right, now these buttons here to click, this is very important. Okay, you're always going to want to have this one checked. Scrub against customer DNC. These are the people that have pressed 9 during your message so they can get removed. You definitely want to have the customer DNC. These are the customers inside your system that have pressed 9 that want to be removed, or the ones you have manually inputted. Okay, now just for testing, I'm going to go ahead and unclick this, sorry. That's the master do not call list. So depending on where you got your list is depending on whether you're going to click that. So just for our testing here, I'm going to unclick this, and I'm also going to unclick this scrub wireless. You are going to get a warning, and they let you know what the rules are. I'm going to click OK. So before I uploaded my list, just for this example, I have the master do not call unclicked. The customer do not call, I do have that clicked. And then I always want to click the dead up phone list. That's basically going to take out dupes, I believe. So I always leave that checked. Now I'm going to, now that I've got all that set up, what I need to do is I actually need to create a file that will upload. And the way I do that is I find my list of leads, which is right here in an Excel spreadsheet. All I need is the phone numbers, which is in column A. All right. Now all I have to do is just grab that bottom left-hand corner with my mouse and pull all the way down. And another way I can do it is just click on A, right-click, and then click copy. And that should have copied the whole list. Okay, so now that I've got about 5,000 phone numbers copied, and again, I just clicked on column A, right-clicked, and then clicked copy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste that into Notepad. All right, so I'm going to paste it in here. Okay, I've got 5,000 numbers pasted in here. Now I'm going to save this. I'm going to save as, you always want to save it as a TXT. So on my computer, it puts a little asterisk there. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm just going to type in test June, just for our test here, and I'm going to get rid of that little asterisk. Okay, so it's on my desktop. I saved it. I named it. I haven't saved it yet, but I named it, and then .txt. And if it doesn't automatically put that for you, you can put that after whatever you named it, .txt. Okay, I'm going to save that. It's on my desktop. All right, so now I'm going to close that out. I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to click Browse. I'm going to look on my desktop for that new file of 5,000 leads that I just created. All right, there it is right there. Okay, so I just click on it, then I click Open. And once I do that, I just click on Upload. Okay, give it a couple of seconds. And you'll notice here that it read 5,000, and the actual numbers that were uploaded were 4,976. It looked like there was some duplicates in there. Okay, that's fine. All right, and look at here. What it does is it actually divides these leads into the different time zones. What we're going to do now is we are going to actually create a campaign. So let me walk you through that. We're going to click on campaign, and there's no campaigns created yet. So once you click on campaign, the next thing you're going to do is click on new, because you're creating a new campaign. You're going to name the campaign. Okay, I'm going to name it that. Name it whatever you want, whatever is going to help you remember which particular campaign you're setting up. And now it's the type. Okay, so what you've got some different types. I mean, do you want to create a message that's going to go on their answering machine? If you do, then you're going to have a live voice and answering machine. I don't recommend that. The one I'm going to recommend is just the press 1 live voice only. Okay, that's the one I'm going to recommend that you do for your type of campaign, and that just means it's an outgoing message that your customers are going to hear, or prospects, you know, when they pick up their phone. Okay, and for the most part, you're going to leave everything defaulted the way it's supposed to be, where it is. So let's just go through active, just leave it where it is. Okay, now this number here is the number that's going to show up on their caller ID. Okay, so if you want to have two different numbers for that, in case one doesn't work or show up, that's up to you. I'm going to use the same number. I'm just going to put in just a number just for testing here. So once you type in the number, just kind of click down here so it integrates a little bit, and then just click on Save. All right, so I'm going to click on Add. I'm basically going to add the same number. Oh, there it is, just popped right up. Okay, so I'm going to click on Save. Okay, now again, this is the number that pops up on their caller ID. And notice I'm not checking anything here. I'm not checking private. Go ahead and leave the 9 and the 21 the way they are. That's military time for basically the hours of operation that your dialer will work. And okay, scrub against do not call. Remember how when I uploaded my leads, I actually did not check that. So you want to make sure that you uncheck that again. Okay, so, and I uncheck here as well, master DNC. So now I've got these first two boxes unchecked, and I always check customer DNC. All right, and remember I had the wireless unchecked, and then it gives me the warning again here. I'm just showing you as a test. I'm not saying to do it a certain way. I'm just showing you what to do with this particular test setup. All right, so add to do not call digit. Every message that you create they need to know what button to press to be removed, at the end of your message. So that's going to be 9. Okay, so far the only thing in this section I've got checked is the customer DNC and the do not call digit 9. All right, so that is all you need to do. You don't need to touch anything here. Just leave it here under no dupe check. That's fine. And click save. Okay, now it jumps you to the options section. What number do you want your prospects to push to transfer to your voicemail number? Okay, well, I always use the number 1 because it's easy to say just press 1 to be connected to our presentation line. So I'm going to click 1. Okay, now next is the phone number in which you want them transferred to when they press 1. So what this number is going to be is your voicemail number. So I'm just going to put the same number I did in before just as a test here. Okay, now agent start and end time, I always just use 9 and 21 because that just lets the computer know we're open from morning till evening. Okay, so I'm going to put 9 and 21. All right, this is not when your dialing is going to start or anything. This just lets the computer know that you're always open here during those times. So we haven't got to the point where we are telling it when we want it to dial yet. I'm showing you how to set it up. Okay, so time zone, just go ahead and put the time zone that you're in. I happen to be in Pacific, so that's what I'm going to put. And the call transfer type is supervised. Okay, and you don't have to do anything else. Okay, so if you need a refresher on everything I did here, you can come back, rewind it, watch it again. I'm going to click save. Okay, now it wants to know the voice file here that I'm going to be, that they're going to hear when they first pick up the phone. Now when I first picked my campaign, if I would have chosen a answering machine also campaign, it would have given me another option to add a different voice file in this spot. But since I told it I wanted a live voice only, it's only giving me the one option. Okay, so you remember the test one that I did right here, test 1, 2, 3? That's the message that they're going to hear when they first pick up the phone and say hello. All right, so that's all you have to do here. You don't have to touch anything down there. Let's click save. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click on schedule. And once we click on schedule, what we want to do is we want to click on add schedule. All right, now that we've clicked on add schedule, what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that we are going to set up a campaign for tomorrow. Let's say around, now I'm going to choose an ending time. Okay, always give it at least 45 minutes to an hour to run, because you want to spread out the leads, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on how many leads that you're going to add to the campaign. So I'm going to just set this one for an hour. Okay, so it's showing me right here. It's going to start at 1, it's going to end at 2. You don't ever have to touch priority, just leave it where it is. Whatever this drop-down menu is here, you want to make sure you just choose this, finish on time. Okay, leave the dial rate amount 0. For the agents, all you need to do is just put 10. Okay, agents 10, make a note of that. All right, so now here is where you're going to enter the phone entries. All right, and now if you look over here, I've got a drop-down menu of all the leads that I uploaded, which I showed you earlier. So if I wanted to add these 95 leads from Mountain, I just click add. Okay, those are added. And let's say I want to add these here. I can click add, and I want to add, for example, these 2,000 leads on the East Coast. I'm going to click add. Okay, now I've got 2,082 leads added. So when I come over here, this is very important. on the phone entries, I could say I want to dial all 2,082 of them. Okay, now if I don't do all 2,000, just because I uploaded 2,000 doesn't mean I have to actually call that many. I could actually just put in 1,000 here. If I just wanted to call 1,000, I could do that. Okay, and if I click save, I'm ready to go because I don't have to worry about clicking or unclicking anything down here. It should already be on active. Leave these two clicked just as they are. And if I did happen to only dial 1,000, okay, the next time that I come back to set up a campaign, and this is important, very important, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this word right here called single to multiple. Okay, because if I don't click that, the next time I come to set up a campaign, it won't show me all of those leads that I uploaded but didn't dial. Okay, does that make sense? So in other words, if I only dialed 1,000, but I added 2,000 here, just like I showed you, it'll basically hide those numbers for you and it'll never show them to you again. But if you want to see all the numbers that you didn't dial that you had added here, when you set up your next campaign, just click on this word single and it'll change to multiple and it'll show you the leads that you did not dial. Okay, so I've got phone entries 1,000. Okay, and I've got those. I've got 2,000 that I could call. I put 1,000 in there. Now, leave everything else the same. I'm going to click save. Okay, now let me refresh my page. If it doesn't say waiting, you've done something wrong. Okay, now